YKTR Sports Nation, welcome back to the greatest podcast this side of Mars. I am joined by the one, the only Skipper Scope.
The Skip!
Dizzy behind you, got Munster behind us, got Vintage Jackson, or Producer Jackson behind on the switches. I've gone from Buster Hose.
It's because you actually watched a full game last night rather than going to bed at halftime.
Just on that, as a part of an announcement, Willie Mason will be coming on board as part of the YKTR Sports
Big
team
Mace.
moving forward. So really pumped to have him on. Love his IQ. I just think he's entertaining to watch. And most importantly, he's been there as well. As part of that, I will be pulling away while he's on deck as well. Got a few business things to roll on, but I'll be jumping in here and there. So pumped to have Mason on board. You?
Yeah, awesome. We had a chat to him last week. There's been the comments have been unreal. It'd be good, once you're gone, maybe I can get a bit more of a word in with Mace. But no, I love Mace. I've played at two different clubs with him, get along with him really well. I think we'll have good energy together. And then it'd be a sort of different role for me. I'll probably more doing what you're doing and just letting Mace go wild, which is.
Steer him into some controversy.
We don't even have to.
He just goes, doesn't he?
I don't even have to. We just got to start talking and he'll come up with something. But he is coming home with Willie Tonga, the Willies. Got a little gig with Tab, a little Bunsen. So Mace has always got a little Bunsens happening all over the place. So I guess when he's, if he's ever doing anything, you'll pop back on with me. But and then whenever you want to come, obviously back in. If you're gonna, you said you're popping back in for big games and finals and shit.
Yeah, just casual.
Yeah.
No, I just sort of found myself, just as an explanation, I probably don't watch as much footy as I used to from the start of the year as well. Got a few things going on with business. Want to build YKTR Sports, and this kind of doesn't take away from my time, but I can feel like I can use it somewhere else. And Mace is fucking perfect for jumping in. He suits our platform as well, which is awesome. Plus, the boys have got a couple ideas that we want to execute on. Well, obviously, we'll keep that under wraps for now. Skipper Scope's got some ideas and Mace has got some ideas. So I think we've got the platform to really help those sort of shows grow. And I think the common theme is, I think there's a change in media that's happening and we want to be a part of it and leading from it and doing our own things as well. So exciting times. Yeah. Guys, before we get into this podcast is brought to you not only by BSE, this is the BSE Content Studio, but Steady Freddy. Get 50% off by using the code YKTR15 for a better fucking world. You don't want to come first in the bedroom. Coming first in Origin's kind of cool, but bedroom, you don't want that. Obviously, got the delay spray. Lasts a little bit longer. Got the clean wipes. You're out and about. You're getting after like Skipper Scope on the golf course. You're out of the office. You're out of the office by 12 and on the golf course by 12:15.
3:30.
Get some BSE into you. Get the steady wipes, the ready wipes. And use our code YKTR15 for 15% off. Shout out Steady Freddy. Origin. Holy shit.
Oi, it's a fucking just before we get off it quickly.
Off Origin?
If I may.
Because
we're going to get onto plenty of Origin when there's going to be plenty of chat. Jeez. Whipping a bit of BSC just to keep the engine going. It's just a collab that works.
That's the baby-making combo, man. That's the baby-making combo.
Steady Freddy, just to make sure you got all the right proteins. You want to be fit. You want to get into it. Bang, a little bit of Steady Freddy. Help yourself.
Fucking love that, Scope. Love that. All right, Origin, in my opinion, the best game I've ever watched. I don't know. We were talking about it off air, if it's recency bias, if that is such a thing. Loved everything about that game. It's just entertaining from so many standpoints. To be honest, the marketing for the lead up for an Origin Decide, I was kind of disappointed in it. I wasn't hyped at all in any way, shape, or form leading into the game. But once it started getting rolling, the best product that we have, isn't it?
Well, yeah, a couple of things. So many things to get onto there. First of all, I'm a proud Kiwi. First and foremost, I want the international game to grow, but people say that Origin isn't the pinnacle. Here we go. Shout out Caleb. Caleb's in the building. The people that don't say Origin's the pinnacle, it's the pinnacle.
It is.
I call it the possibles versus probables. So we both do, right? To play against the Kiwis at the end of the year, but Origin is its own beast, and I'm 35, turning 36 this year. I feel like I've been watching Origin, international footy properly for, I can't speak from before probably 95. I was about 10, 11 years old, around 96. That's when I proper started getting into it. Man, that is the best game. And again, stating that I take the piss about being a Queensland supporter, but really I don't care. I'm Kiwis first and foremost. Neutral bias, neutral spectator here. That's fucking one of the best games. That legit had everything, not only just in terms of an origin, but just a game. Like, it was like a fucking reality TV show.
Yeah.
The drama, straight off the bat, to suck you into like a TV series, like in a first episode, 3 gone within the first 2 minutes. Big players too. The fight, origin, like, was back. The suspense. It looked like, Queensland were on top to begin with. New South Wales fought back, a little bit of drama at the end.
A few fights in there thrown in between, guys getting knocked out. Loved it all, bro.
Bro, it's, for me, and this is just it's one of the best games I've ever watched. I think the 2015 grand final, Broncos versus Cowboys, is up there for me.
Fucking oath.
Is up there for me because of the how close it was all the way to the death, goes to extra time, that side of it. But it had me thinking for sure. Like, I haven't seen anything like that.
There's not too many games where, like, I watch football now and I'm obviously like technology's around, so we've got a phone always by us and stuff. That whole game, I was zoned in and watching the TV the whole time. I was on the edge of my seat. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I love the flips and turns. I love the people getting. You don't want to see people getting knocked out, but it is interesting. It is interesting as well. So added to it. Shout out to everyone involved, and it is the best product that we have under rugby league.
And there's going to be a lot of criticism that comes towards the New South Wales team, and we'll get to that a little bit later on. But you're right, both teams, all fucking 34 players that played a part in that, and even talking about the 3 guys that only lasted 2 minutes, unbelievable. Like the boys, how some of those boys kept turning up at the back end of that game was like. Fuck, bro, I was so tired watching it.
And, like, I know superstars matter. So, like, you got to think Latrell's coming back, Tommy's coming back, Munster's coming back next year as well.
Haas.
Like, the product is still good without the cream of the crop as well.
Yeah.
Like, you look at that. We were talking about the Queensland side the other day. We're like, how many of the Queensland boys would make the New South Wales side? Yeah. And we're kind of like, oh, not too many of them. But I don't know, just something about Queensland, Suncorp, Origin. They just do it better. They just understand it. They know how to get it done. And
so I got the team.
It's one of those things. It is what it is.
I got the team list in front of me. All right, I'll just roll through a few names just for a giggle. All right. So I believe this is before it. KALYN. I still believe KALYN would make the Australian squad first behind Teddy. And like you got Latrell in the system, so you got flexibility there as well. KP can play multiple positions. I think Val still would have been a part of the team even before if they'd lost. Ches would have been part of the squad.
Yep.
I still think Nath is going to be the 7. Benny Hunt would have had to have been part of the squad no matter what. Has to be. And like confirmed anyway now. Jeremiah Nanai is now thereabouts. Paddy Carrigan is almost a lock, but I probably wouldn't have had him in there before the series. Tino.
Papali'i, Tino would be in there for sure.
The Queensland hookers, man. Harry. And that's about it. But so a couple of the guys like Jeremiah Nanai, we'll get to that. Do you want to just get straight into some of the players, like some of the performances?
Go, Skip. Give us some.
Let's start with the Cowboys boys, and I'll kick it off. We'll get to Nanai. We've got plenty of Nanai. I know we're all stoked. And boy, the Tommies from Townsville, I wrote down. Tommy DEARDEN. Everyone knows I love the prez. Fuck, what a performance. I questioned whether he's even a starting 6 at the start of the year when I looked at the Cowboy squad. I thought, the makeup of their squad, it was going to be Chad Townsend at half, Josh Drinkwater at 6, Hamiso at fullback. Fuck, did I get that wrong? What an unbelievable job. Not only Todd Payton, but Tommy Dearden's done up at the Cowboys too. He come with big raps, and people always spoke highly of him around the game. So I even spoke to Munster about him a couple of years. Normie and Chico, who had been playing against him and in and around him. Chico played in the system, and I didn't see it. I'm going to be honest, man. I didn't see it with Tommy Dearden. I thought he was just going to be a nice little fucking role player to have within a club, but he's going to be thereabouts now. Like, he's put his name in with young guys coming through like Reece Walsh and Sam Walker. Fuck, he's got the jump on him now. He's actually played and done it. Bro. He's only 21. Do you know
who he reminds me of? And it's like different styles, but like James Maloney in a sense that he only does 3 different plays. Like James Maloney built his career off playing off a wide 4, running, hitting boy corner on the short ball, or your back row on the short ball, ducking, running. Yeah. That's the whole thing that James Maloney was built off. I see Tommy Dearden very similar to that.
Perfect play comp. Yeah, perfect.
I think so. Like different personality types. Like Jimmy thinks he's the fucking king of the world. Tommy's like a little bit more humble. But when I see 5'8", and you can be a really great 5'8" with only having like 2 or 3 like pet plays, and that's how I saw Tommy. And fucking congrats, bro.
Yeah.
Suncorp decider rolls up and gets it done.
Yeah.
And it's a credit to say you. It's hard to say, but like you didn't even notice Munster wasn't there. Respectfully.
I thought it was going to show up. I was waiting for it to show up. It didn't. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. That's the take.
Yeah. So in the first 25 minutes when New South Wales started to win it back, I was like, this is where Munster would do his best work. But you're right. It didn't have to. The boys fucking stepped up. And then the other one, Tommy Gilbert thrust in on debut. 2 go down in the first minute for Queensland. Tommy Gilbert comes off the pine, and I watched him closely because I love watching back rows. Back rows are my favourite to watch. I sort of like, being an ex-back row myself, I just know how important they are and how much work they get through. And generally, they're the unsung heroes if they don't come up with big-time plays. Like, a good back row goes unnoticed. And Tom Gilbert, the fact that the way that he didn't show up in missed tackles at the back end of the game, I seen his legs were hanging out. He was always on kick chase. He was fucking always doing kick pressure on Cleary. Little things that, again, it's not going to show up in the stats, but that's what you look for in a back row, and he's been unreal, along with Jeremiah Nanai, quickly getting onto him as well.
Class. The
skill that he showed in some of those plays was fucking unbelievable, but again, props to Todd Payten, man. Like, if you're a Cowboys casual and you haven't been watching games, Nanai has been doing this week to week, and the Cowboys have been doing this. They haven't kick chased their way to wins. They play footy up there in Townsville. And it showed up in the biggest moments when you're under fatigue and you're struggling. How do you turn up in those moments? Can you still play footy? I suppose if you haven't watched much of Nanai this year, you probably think, fuck, some of those passes a bit fluky and, he's having a crack. But, man, he does that. He does that on a week-to-week basis. And he, again, we're talking about age, 19 years old. Holy, they're building.
He's going to make some money.
They're building.
That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at him on the biggest stage. Like, you're going to make some money.
Bro, they signed him straight away. I think they re-upped him right away at the start of the year. So, and even then, again, at the start of the year, it looks like he's got a bit of mutters about him. Doesn't have the best rig. Hasn't proper filled out. I was looking at him going, yeah, he's nice, but I'm waiting for it to drop off. Shit, that ain't dropping off either. He is legit.
Legit. Yeah, I agree, man. Just some of those subtle touches, man. Those behind the back offloads, those touches like that. And you can see Ches will start to warm up to him as well because he plays with Ola Kawatu style player where you can give different looks and out balls and stuff like that. I reckon he's looking over at Nana and go, fuck, this is fun. Get to play off this 3 times a year. So he's trying to use him up. He almost got through a few times on that little out ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, all class. Love watching him.
Yeah, silk. Yes, even just
work. He's not lazy too. He gets through a bit of work.
He does his best work late. I wrote in the fucking group. Watch out for him late, and he nearly got a couple too. Honestly, what in the games that I've watched, he's good. But I just always watch him the back end of halves. He just keeps showing up on those kicks. His kick chase is unreal. And then again, another thing that probably people don't notice as well. When you chase those kicks and you put their sprint efforts to get through and get those kicks. He's never lacking. He's never not in the defensive line. He gets back, he sprints back and gets into his role. Again, the beauty of the Townsville team, I think their defence really sets them up so well that they're so confident in the defending that they can play a bit of footy. Yeah, you can play a bit of footy, man.
Make a few mistakes.
Jeremiah Nanai signed a 1-year extension in April. So obviously you never know the exact figures, but it's ballparked around 220. So through 2023 he's going to be making another 220, and then after that I think he'll be...
Yeah, right now he'd be worth 500-600. You look at someone like Isaiah Papali'i, he's getting paid around that very soon. He'd be up around there.
Isaiah Papali'i's around the 750 mark if he ends up going to the Tigers.
It's sharp. It's very sharp from both. So
good admin.
Good admin from Todd Payten to get 220 for him next year if that is correct. I hope it's not correct. It should be on more. The skip was on 220,
Come on, man.
Imagine that. Imagine you're rolling the skip and Nanai together at 220 of the best. Fuck, that'll hurt. That'll hurt if you're Nanai.
Before we get on to New South Wales Ice, your man of the series going in was KALYN Ponga, and that was probably his I don't want to say his breakout performance because he's had a few, but what did you make of KP in that one?
Yeah, I loved everything about it. And I remember watching that game last night, and the first thing I thought was, fuck, let's get back to Newcastle straight after that. Like, I see KP as a genuine superstar. I see him as a multi-sport superstar. I can see him going over to he could go to AFL if he wanted to, but probably more inclined to go to Union and just be a global superstar because he's so marketable and he's so talented as well. So it was great to see him on a bigger stage you can have in Origin, the Suncorp, the Decider, your $3.30 underdogs. And he was the guy, bro. He was the guy. He looked likely the whole time.
The whole series.
Yeah, agree. Well, the whole series, even that first game and first half in Perth, he was the guy putting on. He was just the point of difference. And the same way that we looked at Tedesco, KP matched him 1-for-1 and probably one-upped them last night as well by scoring a try as well. And
Teddy was unreal, man.
That's the highest praise you can get as a fullback.
Yeah.
So I loved KP. I loved everything about it. He's just so diverse. So shout out to KP. I loved his interview after as well. He said he's proud of himself and proud to be a Queenslander. Fuck, I find all that sort of shit cool.
Cool moment with his dad afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Andre.
Yeah,
Bullfrog.
Getting the bullfrog, how good. Getting a little fucking cuddle. KP, all right, you've done your dash now. Time to come back to the Kiwis, baby. Hey? Leaf said, like, let's go, just straight off the bat, you talked about Teddy there. Teddy's been the, what's the word when he's the...
Incumbent.
Not incumbent, like he's the...
Pinnacle.
He's the pinnacle, like he's the guy you put everyone to, right? Because he's been doing it for the most consistent for over time. When I look at it, right, the difference between KP and for me and Teddy is involvement. And if KP can keep that sort of involvement up, 26 carries for 262 metres, he's way more skillful than what Teddy is. And that's respectfully to Teddy. Teddy's really worked on his game over the years. He's sort of come in as more of a ball runner. He's really developed a nice pass now. He can skip it out. But KP is one of the more natural and silkiest ball players in the comp, not only at fullback. So that's the difference between the two. And KP's got age on his side, man. He's start closing the gap. We've got some really good fullbacks in this competition. You know, you watch Latrell, Turbo when he's back, Pappy down at Melbourne when he's fully fit, not hobbling around on that hammy at the minute.
And even like our 5 to 10 fullbacks, like our top 5 fullbacks are fucking elite. But
I might do a little rankings at the end of the year, like a little fucking 1 to 10 rankings on all the positions just in the off season and go through it. Because I'd like to, just for my own sake, just like where do I see him? But
yeah, so we're looking at the next couple of games here, like Scotty Drinkwater, Guffo, Reece Walsh. They're all fucking pretty decent players, in my eyes as well. So.
And just a little thing on KP at the Knights, and he's copped a fair bit. He's going to be one of those guys that at club level that will cop a lot of criticism, but their team hasn't been going right. They've been getting rolled. You watch it on the weekend at times against the Rabbitohs, and he made a conscious effort. A couple, like just before Origin or just after. I remember in the Dragons game, he come back, he signed the deal. He was trying to, his involvement, like the silk wasn't there because he just didn't have the talent at the time, because even Bala Eddie wasn't back there. Like Eddie Lee's been a nice addition since he's been back. Dom Young missed a couple of games as well. He did his knee, but he was good grouse at the start of the year. You give him a couple of playmakers on the flanks to come up with those plays. Bradman Best has missed some time, and Ari Tuala's been solid. Like
fucking, they still got a gun back. Hey, you watched Jacob Sutton last night.
This is the thing with the Knights. This is the thing with the Knights. They're a team that can string a couple of wings together, get some confidence, maybe potentially save Adam O'Brien if they want to. But
Brayley's not far away, eh?
Brayley's back. Yeah, he played back. He has played. If not, he definitely played last week. If not, maybe the week before for 15 of the best. But KP's been trying his guts out, bro. Like even in the game against Panthers when he got knocked out by Kickout, I get frustrated too because casuals come after certain players as well. Like it reminds me of
Stevie Maddow.
They've come after chairs. No, not the
injury thing.
Injury thing. It's more to do with like, when players go back to club form and fuck, bro. You can tell the best of the best when they play with the best of the best. Like he's been doing this. Like he threw his body at Viliami kick out to try save a try, and he got knocked out in the first 15 minutes. And like people questioning, like, does he have a crack for Newcastle and shit? And it fucking pisses me off. Like he's literally putting his body on the line watch it properly, watch the games properly. It frustrates me when, people who I guess the average fan don't see little things like that and don't appreciate it from, like, you know, if I was playing with him, a few of the boys got to step up, man, because I feel like KP off the back of this will go on a run because he was unreal. So.
I reckon too. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. New South Wales. Obviously, let's touch on Ches. I think great captain's log, his kicking game. Like you look at Nathan, he's the best half in the game. He's the best probably player in the game right now.
Yep.
He just got out Origin or out in those big games from Cherry Evans because he figured out the game plan and what was working. And there's not many times you look at Tedesco and you see a ball fly over his head. You look at Billy Slater back in the day, always catching the ball on the full. Tedesco's the same, but Cherry Evans, Benny Hunt, they figured out the formula. And they figured it out early in the second half. I don't know if it was a Slater call at halftime, but it was 2 or 3. Once around that 30, 40, the boys were just going bang. And just back in their kick chase. And then errors will start to come off the back of that.
Yep.
And there was some really bad errors. Jerome Luai trying to launch it over the top. Sifa Talakai was bad. Steve Crichton one was, and the thing was that was compounding.
Yeah.
It was one after the other. And you just give Queensland enough chances or enough shots. They're too talented to get. They got enough talent to get points.
Got, like, for sure. Props to everyone that's involved in that with coaching. It for sure would have been a coaching strategy would have been involved in it. But it's sometimes when you come up with a game plan too, and it's easy to, like, get through your game plan and stick to a game plan when you're in the lead for something like that, right? And I know they're only down by 2 points, but to keep kicking behind them early in the tackles when you're only down by 2, but you're still chasing points, all right? It's hard to, like, not go, let's play a little bit of footy, let's get one, and then we'll kick to corners and, rely on our D.
And especially when you tackle 2 around the 40-metre mark as well, you're like, we've got some momentum here, let's just keep rolling forward and put up a bomb. Yes. But Ches was going, nah, fuck it, I'll lead the kick chase.
And it was behind Toops too, like there was a conscious effort to kick behind Toops. They were trying to turn him around, he was a bit slower, getting back there on a couple of occasions. It looked like he was labouring back, so there was a conserved.
I feel like it was the other way. I think it was more towards Toro.
No, they were hooking it back left a couple of times.
Because the 40-20 was there as well. But the good thing about that is you get Tedesco on his own and the boys have to wrap around to do that second carry and the boys are just eating them up.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, both kicks from Ches and Hunty, like the 40-20 kicks on the right-hand side. Like, Hunty, bruh, you hate playing it. You're a fucking gun 9, man.
You're elite.
You're an elite 9. I was only speaking to Sowie the other day. Me and him were having a chat, just talking about all things regards to coaching. I was like talking about the role with Hunty there, and I was like, bro, Hunty is a top 5 half. Fuck, bro, he's a top 3 hooker. Like, and it's there's not much difference because
is he the number 1 14 then? If he was a 14,
So
he'd have to be, wouldn't he?
Fuck, at the moment, like I project Harry to be in a couple of years. It's Harry and Cheese, the top 2 9s for me in the game. Even before, like, no biasy towards like Uppy and Cookie. I always rated them, but I always had Harry and Cheese would be probably Cheese 1, Harry 2, and then Hunty starting over him at Origin and doing it like he hates playing it though.
Yeah, when you're a half, nothing worse than you're getting tossed in at the 9, even at training.
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm not tackling for anyone.
What a performance. Again, across the board, because Ches, unreal, did what he had to do, kicked well. Across the board, Carrigan deserved it. Wally Lewis medal, unreal all 3 games. KALYN, close second. Hunty for me. Hunty and Val pushing for fucking 3rd spot. Like, so many good performances, man.
If you look at the State of Origin across the whole series and you break it up half by half, Queensland just strung together a few more halves together. The one that was obviously for New South Wales was the Perth in the second half as well. Yeah. But besides that, I feel like Queensland were there or thereabouts for most of the other halves.
I thought they were dominating the first half in that game before it
just got a little bit too quick, and that when they scored their tries and they're just sort of running through them. But fuck, I don't know, it was mad.
Scope, that Ben Hunt runaway, is that like, it seemed like in the moment it's automatically become one of those iconic Origin moments. You got the Gordon Tallis lasso, but I think even having Cam Smith screaming "Go Dozer" sort of adds to the theatre of it.
I can't wait till Shepmates get a hold of that. You know those guys that do the TikTok and they do the voiceover?
Oh, yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Cool. No, it is. It is. Like, Matty Bowens.
Off the back of his 2015, like, we all like remember
Matty Bowens, a good one.
Benny Hunt's got some moments in his career where you probably want back, but that sort of solidified for me what everyone knows about Ben Hunt. He's a fucking gun, and now he's got his shining moment.
He's another guy.
He's
another guy.
That.
Like when I was alluding to players before, copped it, like salary, he's on a mill, whatever. Put him with the best of the best against the best of the best.
Stands out.
He fucking stands out. And it's not just this year. I'm talking over a 3-year period, like even in the losses. Last year, I believe he got man of the match in game 3 last year.
He got Queensland's man of the series. I think it was 2 out of the last 3 years or something.
Yeah.
They're in-house.
Yeah. In the last 3 years, bro, Benny Hunt, outside of probably Munster, and he didn't even play like the most influential. It'd be Hunty. It'd be KP's missed. He missed 2020 and then missed a couple in 21 as well. But whenever KP's played, he's been unreal as well.
Switching over to New South Wales Ice, obviously now comes all the question marks about Freddie's selections and all of that jazz. What did you make of New South Wales' performance overall, and then zone in on Nathan and Freddie?
Underperformed. Like that. If I said it this time yesterday morning, I would have just thought, yep, New South Wales going to rock. I knew the Suncorp narrative, and I read him off just like everyone else. But
not everyone else. The skip 10 out of 10. He stuck with Queensland 1-12.
Yeah, you're banging Tommy Dearden start of the year. That was obvious to me. Tommy Dearden was going to
shut the fuck up.
That was obvious to me.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
You don't. No one's.
Tommy Dearden, what's up, baby?
Shout out Tommy Dearden. This is not against you. This is against this fucking
No, don't you dare.
Don't let him claim you, Tommy.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Unless it's on fucking.
Him and Nano have been that obvious.
Unless it's on film.
It's obvious to me. I'm a half.
I got receipts, baby.
I'm a half.
I got receipts, baby.
I play for the Kiwis. I see this shit so clearly. They try to get me
Tommy
to coach.
Dearden me.
They try to get me to coach first grade.
Don't you dare Tommy Dearden me.
It was obvious to me. Where were we?
Where's the receipt?
New South Wales. So the thing with Freddie, because he does such controversial things, like if it works, it works. If it doesn't, the thing with Queensland is, and even if they lost last night, they would have just said, oh, Billy Slater's just been too loyal. And you know what I mean? Like Queensland have always been loyal to their players that have come through and done the job, where Freddie's the type of guy that's going to change. He's into different things, the spiritual stuff, the earth thing. So they start to see that as a problem. But the thing is with New South Wales, with Origin, we just look at everything through a microscope and everything's detailed and stuff like that. So I don't think he's under pressure, because I don't think there's anyone else that could coach.
Nah, Freddie's the man for the job.
Freddie's the man for
I've questioned some things that he's done, but Freddie's the guy. Like, so a team's got to lose, bro.
Yeah.
Like a team's got to lose. Yeah, they were favourites, but you know, a lot of people, like you said, like you're on New South Wales. You thought with Munster out and all that, but like, were you fully like they're definitely going to win? Because you're worried about it, right? I was the same. Like when I was picking Queensland, I'm like, man, this just feels like a Queensland fucking performance coming. Like, and it's not because I think I'm fucking, like, jokes aside, like I don't think I'm the fucking Oracle. It's just like, it's fucking Suncorp. Like, it's Origin. Like, that's what happens up there. You know what I mean? Like, they're repeat offenders. There's stats that goes back.
Only Joey can stop that, eh?
Only Joey. Only fucking Joey in his prime. Having a giggle, fucking inside, outside, fucking Badiris goes over. Like, fuck, bro. Like, there was a team had to lose. I was critical of some decisions that he made. I'm not going to lie. And yeah, maybe, you know, that leaves him open to criticism again. But a team's got to lose, man. And a few of the players are going to get pumped. You know, Simmy's already hammering Nathan Cleary in the group chat. So, you know, after
shut the fuck up.
He hasn't even had a fight yet. We'll see what happens after that next Wednesday. See if he's as chirpy. But yeah, those boys are going to come under pressure. I think it's it makes Penrith even stronger, bro. It makes Penrith even stronger.
Yeah, they're going to be filthy.
I hate to play Penrith when they.
Here's
come
a
back.
question: after last night's performances, is there a couple guys in New South Wales that'll never play Origin again?
Well, so I was listening to the radio on the way, and the chats around Crichton. And this is not even on performances, like with the guys that have got to come back. Yeah, like Latrell and Turbo are going to be part of the team if fit next year. Like, that's just a given. Trell, man. Like, just as a spectator, fuck, I would love to have seen Trell in that game, man.
Trell Met,
that's it.
Trell Met,
but good on him again. Like, and that's no fault of Freddie's. He pulled himself out. He was focusing on South. I watched a documentary about all the work that he put into. Have you watched it, boys? The documentary that
we started watching it.
It's fucking unreal. It's unreal. Anyway, so
Trell Met going global,
baby. Philadelphia, what's good?
That broke me. The first opening line. Trell Met's going global.
Yeah, what's up, baby?
I love that.
He's about that life.
That's it. Trell Met's going
but yeah,
global.
like, so you can't blame Freddie for that one. like if we're picking, you're going to pick. He's going to get picked apart, so we'll play. We'll do that as well. But do it with level heads. Jackie Whiten, I would have liked to seen him. Said it before.
You don't bully Jack Whiten, do you?
The big one is
he'd flog you.
Sifa Talakai struggles, and Jack Whiten obviously had an amazing game one. So the narrative is always
exactly.
How good's hindsight?
And it's unfair. It's unfair for Sifa as well. Like he come on in a period where they hadn't had a lot of ball. Like
he's trying to carry it in one hand off his own line was like a little bit risky for me.
Yeah, but that's how he plays, bro. And you bring him, you have him on the bench. Like the idea, and this goes back to coaching, right? Are you thinking worst case scenario with a guy like Sifa Talakai? Because Sifa Talakai, for me, if I'm a front runner, bring him on. If you're up by 6 or 8, he can close out a game with some fucking carries, a bump off, a little offload that leads to a try. Worst case scenario, you're down by 2, you're chasing points. He's a bigger guy that hasn't played much footy over the last couple of years.
He's not the guy, is he?
Would I prefer to have a guy like Jack White? And that was my point rolling into it, like before the game.
But you never know where this is going to go, though.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Jack Whiten plays and he doesn't have the game. Like, it's easy to sit back and criticise. I still think, like, I joked around with the Hello Sports boys when I did the call last week, does Freddie get Origin coaching, taking the piss? And that was just, taking the piss. And they did a good job in game 2. But a couple of the other one is like, does Benny Hunt go the distance if Fox is playing?
Do you know?
Does a historic chase down, but like it didn't matter. There was only a minute 30 to go.
Do you know what's scary, bro? So they're going to have that to sort of sit on for a whole year. Obviously, Tommy and Latrell, but the other guy is Joseph Sawali. He'd be fucking more than ready by then.
Oh yeah, Joey's up next.
Yeah,
Joey's up next.
And we know the Fox conversation as well, and it's he could be there as well. But I think Sawali's next up.
So yeah, I agree.
think one like the controversial selection of Jacob Saifidi is probably one that he
stood out.
To be right. So
Jacob was right.
But the thing with this was like sometimes when you're a bench prop, like you absorb say they go in 20-minute slots, sometimes you're absorbing all the defense, and then sometimes when you jump on, you get all the front running of the ball.
Yeah, he come on a good period.
He come on at the best period where the momentum was all with New South Wales. And when you're that big, that fast, and that athletic, and you got Api Kurosau like feeding you, you're going to look like a superstar as well. So it would have been interesting to see the other side of that as well, because I know Junior Paulo done a good thing at the start. Like he set the tone for the game, and that's what starting props do.
Yeah.
But I thought he was great. Like to be honest, he was good, bro. He was good, but had all the momentum at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Queensland, I thought, were really controlling the first 20 minutes. Then New South Wales went on a 15-minute period where even a few calls went their way, like that 50-50 on Tommy Dearden, that pass to Corey Oates. I thought that was flat, but I would have said forward. I could half understand it. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I was half following Queensland, but I thought that was a call that could have gone either way. But yeah, and then to be fair, they scrapped and got lucky to score that try in half time. I don't think it's maybe a different game, bro. If they don't come up, they got a few occasions where they got maybe a 6
again. It's a weird try, eh?
Yeah,
the old Spinaroo.
Yeah, Spinaroo, grub it back in for Capewell. Capewell was a fucking giggle all night too, by the way. The chip and chase
on tackle 2,
on tackle 2 with Gags on your fucking right, and he did another thing too. What did he do? And the throw over the top, like.
He's kind of like Cherry Evans in the standpoint where he'll just play footy.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, no matter where the scoreboard is, he'll just play footy. And it's always like, the saying, your strength's always your biggest weakness as well. Yeah. So you're going to get some wins. But you're going to get some.
When it comes,
you're going to get some Hail Marys off the back of the head.
If they lost, the chip and chase proper got me.
He's trying to look like his coach out there with the old.
Yeah, he's trying to do the Billy Slater
as well. He's thinking fucking Slater-like.
Before we move off Origin, because we do have got a lot of NRL to get to, Ice the Biff, obviously Gags feeding my boy, Matty Burton. What'd you make of it? Is it 6 again in Origin or
6 again? It's 6 again for me as well. But if you look at the whole play, because I know everyone's on our YKTR Sports saying, fucking Gagai's a grub. One, he's not a grub. Oh, he's a bit of a grub.
Yeah.
Let's just put it.
Yeah,
he doesn't mind a niggle.
Yeah, but we love him.
But when Selwyn Cobbo got knocked out and everyone was going over, bro, he jumped over him and protected him. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So he's just looking after his players. Now the reaction off the back of that was when KP got hit over from Matt Burden.
Yeah.
So Matt Burden hit him from behind, and that's the whole reason why Gagai comes in. Now Origin, as a footy player, guys who can throw him or who are going to throw him.
Yeah.
No matter how technically sound they are, Gagai's a guy that's going to fucking throw him. So Matt Burden knows that if he walks into that, play on.
Fucking oath.
And shout out Matt Burden for getting the fist up and having to throw.
He had Tino holding him too. He was having a crack.
He had the cockback of doom, but no, that's the other part of it as well with Tino coming in. Respectfully, I think Tino, it's like when a bouncer comes in and just tries to choke you and put you down to the ground to kind of stop it. It's not like he was
going to get dusted, you reckon?
I reckon
he already got a couple put on him, didn't he?
The next closest New South Wales player was probably Isaiah Yao, and he was 20 metres down the field trying to stop a try. So if you just left Gagai and Matt Burton there, I think it ends up a little bit different.
In the perfect scenario, I would have loved it if just like Tino had looked, seen them go.
And just gone like that.
And then just gone like...
Turned
around and just waited for some Blues to come in and just fucking pick them up and wrestle them. So like two things that I don't normally condone in NRL or fucking life in general is Jerome standing over Cobbo when he was fucking clearly knocked out.
Papali'i was after him after that as well. And Papali'i's a guy you don't fuck with.
Yeah. Jerome standing over Cobbo was shit. And Tino grabbing Burton so he was unable to throw. You're saying he might have been able to save him. He also prevented him from throwing any. So you got to throw that into it. I would have preferred, but it's Origin, right? And I say this every time. It's Origin. Just let the boys play. Like, they want to be a bit grubby. Jerome wants to stand over and give him the fucking, what's up, baby? He's fucking knocked out. He fucking got the neck brace around and everything. Like, it was full on. I feel for Cobbo. I hope he's good.
No, he's good.
He's good. Yeah, awesome. Tino, fucking let him go one-on-one. Fuck, it's Origin, like, it was a spectacle, man. It was fucking...
Almost like
entertaining
let
as
it
fuck.
Ice hockey, just fun.
Yeah,
if Burden wants to roll in and throw him, fucking good on him. But bro, good luck.
At the end of the day, right? So he pushes KP over. Gags fucking gives him a bit of a push, and then he goes to run over, looking at him. Burton walks towards him. All right, shit, baby, it's on. Like, we're gonna throw. Like, we're gonna, I don't. Respectfully to Bert, so I don't think that's his bread and butter. I would have liked to have seen Romy be a part of it.
Does Romy throw him?
I don't know, bro. Maybe he's just the chirper.
There's plenty of bark. I don't know.
Or even Crichton. Like Crichton.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing if Crichton's going to roll in. And
Crichton versus Gates would have been a good one.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I would have liked to have seen that.
I tell you, would have thrown him Trell Mitt.
Trell Mitt, bro. That would have been
Trell Mitt's in there. Oh shit. Yeah. All them Corey Murray boys go after each other in big games like that too.
Bro, they used to did
Remember Will Chambers used to get fucking toesed up from from Trell Mitt?
Yeah, no, Trell, and then also like who else was there? Hodges and
Cody Walker doesn't mind a bit of a nigga way.
Fucking loves it.
Remember him and Gags when they used to pay for themselves together?
Yeah, but even Gags and Latrell last year, bro. They got into it heaps.
Yeah, them three, that left edge.
Fuck, that would have been a fucking... That would have been the undercard for Simi versus Hodges, fucking Trell Mitt versus fucking Gates.
You talk about Simi...
undercard?
Simi arcing up in you.
Yeah, sorry, your main event.
You could see it in his eyes that he didn't want it. It looked like Birdo was game, but like you could see as he was coming in, he was going, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But once you're in it, you just have to throw him. You just go self-defense.
I did hate that it was Burton, man.
Yeah.
Just because, like...
He's likeable, eh?
Yeah, I like Burton, bro. I like Burton, and he's just not that guy. He ain't that smoke. He gets caught up in the Western Sydney shit because he hung out with the Penrith boys and that. Like when you're the Islander boys, like we grew up, like there's that. You got that little, like one of the boys that's just like a real nice guy that hangs around you, man. Like, fuck, don't fight him.
Yeah,
fight the boys. But it is what it is. Fucking, he approached Gags. It's Origin. It's Suncorp. Got to throw it, baby. It's on. So.
Before we get into the...
Someone sent me an inbox and called Matt Burton the CEO of the cockback. It was like all the way back here before throwing. Yeah. Shout out Burton, fucking you're the man still.
Queensland win the Origin series. Before we roll on to the NRL, your final thoughts on Origin 2022, Skip.
You wrap it up, Ice. I'm just going to quickly go to it.
Of course he is. We may as well just start with you then. Let's just roll straight into Cheese. He cops 3 weeks for the referee spray. I know you've spoken a little bit about what you thought of the whole situation, but what do you think about the 3 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Like we always sort of reference that Marcelo Montoya one when he said the F word, which you can't say anymore, and he got 6 weeks for that as well. Well, I don't think that's as bad as what Cheese had said, but I reckon 2 is right about right. 4 would have been way too much, so maybe they'd just gone somewhere in the middle as well. But like I have an opinion on this as well, where like Joey Johns was my favourite player growing up, but he didn't raise me. He like the reason why I sit here right now is how my parents had raised me and the people who are in my actual household and my friends around me and the experience I go through. Not fucking Joey Johns on TV. He's not the reason why I am the way I am. So I think a lot of the time where people just go, oh, they're role models and they need to do that. I get that and I understand that. But I reckon 3's right about, that's about fair.
3?
Yeah.
Nah, way too much. 1.
2?
1 max. 1 max. It was a caught up. I've got a few points on this. So you bring up the point about Joey Ice. You know, we spoke about this in the office as well. Like in 2005, you know, I wasn't a kid. I was 19 years old, and the 2 guys that I looked up to that were my favourite players during my time growing up were Freddie and Joey. Joey ends up having that indiscretion with the ref. He ends up calling him like a cheat, question his integrity or whatever. You know, like at the time when I look up to those guys, I still don't think like after watching Joey do that, I wasn't going to go play fucking under 20s or SG ball, or even if I was a little bit younger, 15s, and go, geez, I want to go fucking call the ref a cheat this week. You know what I do? I try practice banana kicks because that's what I see Joey do. Like sometimes we focus on this stuff like it like, I don't know. It's sort of fucking, it half pisses me off. And then the other thing, like the coaches question, and we talked about this in 10 to the Can, they question their integrity all the time. And the thing with the coaches, they have 20 minutes sometimes or more after a result or after a decision, gather their thoughts, still go into the fucking coach's press conference and question the ref's integrity. What do they get? A fine, 10K. Repeat offenders again. Sticky does it all the time. Robbo's been doing it this year.
Hey.
They're being like, they're not to fucking, and this is not even an attack on coaches, but the fact that they have all that time to fucking gather their thoughts, relax, know that they're going to get a fine, still question his integrity, suspend them fucking 3 weeks as well. No. Like, don't let them, not just Robbo, I'm talking about coaches in general. Like, it happens across the board.
No.
Like, this is a good chat, this one. But Cheese did it in the heat of a moment after he should have been awarded a penalty in a, like, they would line all over him, and then Andrew G goes, oh, I'm not even going to repeat it. Like, it was fucking, it was over the top. It was a cheating bastard. Relax. Like, are we getting so fucking precious as well? Like,
we are.
I know it's a hard job for the referees. They were under the pump from a couple of results that happened the week before. Like, they fuck up. They fucked up the week before in the Dragons, and I think it's Graham Annesley's in charge now. Or, sorry if I got that wrong, but whoever the in charge of the referees,
fucking do your job.
They fucked up. Guess what Bernard Sutton got for fucking up the game the week before? You're demoted to the bunker.
Did he fuck?
He fucked up. He cost.
Yeah, that's the dream.
He cost Canberra Raiders. Canberra cost themselves. Let's get that. Sorry, Canberra cost themselves. They should have been in front and they should have won that game anyway. But when it all come down to it, they should have got a penalty in front to at least take the game to extra time and potentially win the game. Like, it's 3 games is fucking way too much. He made a mistake. He did it in the spur of the moment. He apologised after it. And I'm not just biased because it's Cheese. 1 game would have been sufficient. And then if he's a repeat offender, if Cheese does like anything like this ever again, fucking throw the book at him.
Yeah.
Like 4+. Like, you make an example of him because he's apologised, but he hasn't learned his lesson. So that's my point on that anyway.
Hey, do you reckon you can get suspended for like, or sent off through sarcasm if you're Cheese? Like, imagine if you, like, instead of saying you're a cheating bastard, just go, mad reffing.
Yeah, exactly. So, like,
what do you reckon, Jacko? Could you do it like, could you go the long way around and go, that's actually some really good riffing there?
Caleb's in the house. He knows how I like captain and talk to referees. You just got to do it the right way. You can get certain people sent off and sent to the bin.
Yeah.
You just got to finesse the refs. You got to know how to talk to them. The combination again of cheating and bastard together. You like cheat. You fuck cheat or whatever. You cheating bastard. Like, that added a little bit more to it.
He did say it at the top of his lungs too.
Bro, can I just go back again? I know you liked it. You enjoyed it. You had a giggle. I'm not even going to repeat it. Like, to Jerome Hughes, that fucking proper made me laugh, bro.
Who, the ref?
Yeah, Adam G. And again, if you're kids, you watch out and you're watching our show, you're impressionable 15. I'm not saying, boys, go out there and say this to refs. I'm saying, like, when Joey did that when I was 19 years old and I looked up to Joey, I didn't think I'm going to go into the 20s game and if anything goes against me, I can't wait to call that fucking ref a cheat. No, I wanted to throw the ball like Joey. I wanted to kick like Joey, even as a fucking polished back rower.
Shut up.
You know I'm
Shut up.
You know I'm underrated. You're having a giggle about the Tom Gilbert stuff early on, but you know I'm about that life too.
Nah, Scope called himself a polished lock one time, and I asked all the boys that have played footy in and around our circles, and they all said no. And if you don't know what a polished lock is, it's like a ball. It's like Isaiah Yale's a polished lock.
Yeah,
You don't have that.
No, sorry. A guy
Bradley Clyde.
A guy that plays 6 is a polished lock. So like they say,
that's a ball playing.
Braithen Astor was
Freddie be the goat.
Yeah, Freddie's the goat. Freddie's the goat, like a polished lock. Like he's got nice skills for a lock. You chuck him at 5'8" at a pinch. Like that's your polished lock.
Do that
and that's a cool name, eh?
And you know what? You got again. I'll refer back to Caleb. People don't realise the skip. I take the piss out of myself. It's there. I got it on tape. It's in the Super League, but it's on tape.
Yeah, let's get my training highlights up from the post against the 20s at Penrith.
Fuck, I was groused.
Watching me score a hat trick.
Wait, you chuck a bib on me, game over.
Michael Luck scored the most training tries at the Warriors. Every grubber, bro, the cunt was flying on him, just going bang.
There you go. All right, let's move on to the mighty Tigers. Skip, your favourite club. Tim Sheens has put his hand up and said he wants to coach. Benji's name's getting tossed around. Robbie Farah's name's getting tossed around. The question, I suppose, is people saying, is this a step backwards for the Tigers or is this the right way to move forward? What do you make of the Tim Sheens, Benji Marshall coaching chat?
It's as bad as this sounds and like as dire of a situation that the Tigers are in at the moment. At first I was like, holy, what are they thinking? Like Tim Sheens, he doesn't want the job. He's come out and said he doesn't want the job. He's coming on as that role. I thought I listened to someone on the radio the other day, which was a giggle. Someone said like, because he oversees the football operations, like if he's not going well next year, can he fire himself?
Yeah.
I thought that was a giggle. But for me, it just makes sense for right now because they've got to get the next guy that comes in and the next in charge, they've got to get it right. And if they don't have it in-house or they can't, there's no one that they see long term. Fuck, maybe don't rush it. Like it's as a Tigers fan, you're probably not going to want to hear it, but you're not going to do anything next year anyway. Especially if fucking Ice Papa Lee turns his back on you. If he doesn't come, you're still building. Like the roster's not there next year anyway. So take your time. Whether it's you've got Tim Sheens as coach all the way up until the end of the year, and the right candidate comes, and then Tim Sheens then ends up going. Like if he sits himself in a coaching like the head of operations and goes, look, I'm the coach, and then something presents itself, or there's the right candidate for the job at any time, and he can then go, look, I've just been the ultimate the longevity of an interim coach. Just roll that for now because don't go appointing like Uncle Benji. Like if he wants to get into coaching, I don't even know if he does want to get into coaching.
He's vocally said that he wants not only to get into coaching, he wants to coach the Tigers.
Right now,
he said he'd do it if he was.
Does he? Oh fuck!
I was wondering, Ice, before you.
I don't think that'd be good for Benji or the Tigers. To be fair,
yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, Scope, but like Ice, what about I think back to the Kiwis World Cup squad when Stephen Kearney was the coach and they had Wayne Bennett as their assistant. What about something if Benji is a first-time coach? What about something as simple as Tim Sheens being the head assistant, and he basically just mentors Benji the whole way through? Is that something that could potentially work, or is it too much?
I think that's a good short-term fix as well. Like what Scope's basically talking about, we're trying to put a Band-Aid over a shark wound with all the coaches at the moment as well. And who's the best operator in the game? Gus. Whether you like him or not, he is the best, and he's playing it exactly how Scope just talked out. Like he'll have a say in who's doing an interim and they're getting some results, but he's taking his time. You got to get this next coach right because you don't want to drag out another 2 or 3 years as well. So and have more losses. So I agree with Scope. I just think you want to wait it out. I'm not sure if the Benji fit's the right fit. Like obviously wonderfully talented and I don't know. I just don't see
a Benji and Robbie Farah combo.
No, but that reminds me of the 5 captains, and it's probably something something what the Tigers would do.
They did. They had Kim and Marlo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a Tigers move. Let's name 3 head coaches, and Tim Sheens would oversee all of us. So I just don't think that type of things work. I think when you're in an organisation, whatever it is, you need a one guy at the top. You need a hierarchy system. So they're the guys that makes all the decisions, and all the great companies are built from that, and all the best teams are built from that.
That's the difference right now between the Dogs and the Tigers. All these fucking leaks that are coming out and the indecision and the panic that's coming out of the Tigers because, like, realistically, he's the head of football operations, but he's only been there in that role for, 12 months. What's the difference? Like, there's no difference between the Tigers and Dogs. They both don't have a fucking coach, but we have been talking about the Tigers for the last 5 weeks. Leaks. No one knows who the fucking guy is probably. No one knows who the guy's going to be. The Bulldogs, everyone knows who the guy is. It's fucking the Gus father. You know?
The good father.
It's like he's the guy. He's the guy. Everyone knows that. Won't be rushed and pushed into making a quick decision.
You want to talk about league?
And just tells it how it is.
Yeah.
If you believe the Daily Telegraph reporting, apparently Isaiah Papali'i's been having these conversations internally with Para for like the last 5 to 6 weeks. You haven't heard anything. The second his manager has a word to the Tigers, it's front page of the paper. So that's the difference between those two clubs. Like,
yeah, if you're Parramatta though, you want to be keeping that on the hush.
Yeah, don't put Para like Para.
Yeah, Para aren't Saints. They're just as bad as
Para, just to higher up the ladder, but Para the Tigers are fucking the top 6.
Para the Tigers with talent. They're just as leaky as anyone.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not talking about the players and the coaches. It's everyone around Para.
Yeah, admin's dodgy.
Because especially and Dogs were the same, bro. Like I'm saying, the Dogs don't have it now, but when you got Gus, bro. He's that fucking powerful. He shuts up everyone. Everyone stays quiet. Everyone knows. He's even got his own podcast and show on Channel 9. Doesn't say nothing. They ask him. They like Michael Shammers and that go, who you going, Gus? And then he'll just sit there like this. And the fucking poor reporter goes, next, and fucking changes the subject because he's scared of Gus. Like, that's the difference.
Speaking of talent, let's roll on to REECE Walsh. So apparently, obviously, the Broncos is a done deal now. He will be leaving the Warriors at the end of the year. But the conjecture or the controversy is that he was allegedly not allowed to negotiate with Redcliffe. That was a deal that the Warriors have struck up with him and his management. Basically said, we'll release you only on the grounds that you go to Brisbane. Whether it was a Pete O'Sullivan pettiness or a Wayne Bennett pettiness or whatever it is.
Love it.
Your take on the whole REECE Walsh, because potentially money's been left on the table for a 19-year-old.
Great point. He's 19. Like, by the time he comes to the end of this contract, he's going to be 22. He's probably going to be in a better side. That's going to be going places as well. Like a lot of the times you see players sign for big money deals and they start to go down. I think the 450 is not only a great ploy from Broncos for getting him, but I think it's great for REECE Walsh as well because there's no external pressure from a monetary standpoint from bitter fans.
That's a good point.
I think he's better going to the Broncos right now as well. And is he leaving money on the table? Yeah, but he's going to make it back. There's plenty of dudes that would happily give up a $200K to be in a better system. And you don't have to look far over the past 10 years of guys who have signed big deals and their football goes downhill as well. So I like it. I know he's leaving money on the table. I don't mind the pettiness of the clubs because I know player managers are doing the exact same things. Only player managers only deal with certain clubs and they put players... Like sometimes it's not even the player's fault. They're like, oh, you'll just go in here now because I owed him a trade.
You won't even find out. Sometimes there's been times where you haven't even found out about a contract that was even offered.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. So player managers are doing the same shit. It's just the clubs have done it, been upfront about it. Not upfront, but I don't mind it.
Originally, when I seen it, because that's what I put down too, I was thinking about you, but you almost changed my mind there on it, Ice, as well, when you were bringing up your points with I thought, like, fuck, is this, the Warriors are trying to do the right things, compassionate grounds, you know, all that for Walshy, that's great. But fuck, did they cost him 1.2 mil? But straight away, what you're saying about the pressure that comes again with the hefty price tag, and then I think he's getting it paid back already. I was looking at Walshy last night on Instagram. I follow him. We interact with the boys. He looks like he'd happily give up that $300,000 to be watching his mate Paddy Carrigan play fucking
housemate. They live together.
Best mate Paddy Carrigan play there. He's with Keenan Palacia and Brendan Neocorel. What's his name? Sorry, I pronounced him wrong, but he plays for the Cook Islands. He's in the lower grades there.
That's his little crew.
That's his crew, bro. And then like if he's taken 300,000 less, yeah, it's a lot of money. 19 years old. You've swayed me on that. Like at that time, I thought, fuck, did they do him a disservice? And the only ones that have been fucked over is the Redcliffe. Like. They still don't have a marquee.
He is 20, not 19.
20.
Just turned 20 in July.
He's going to be 22 rolling into 800K.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. He's still going to make some money.
Still going to get, 1.2?
Yeah, he'll be
1.2, 3 years, develop, play with his best mates.
Suncorp, Friday night.
Because a lot of people do that anyway. A lot of people take pay cuts, probably not to that extent. Probably, around the 100 to 150 per year. Like, he probably would have got maybe 450 if he was there and negotiating.
Mature decision by him as well at the same time. Yeah. A very mature decision. Like, he could have easily kick stones. I don't want to be here. I should be on this as well. Like, it's a really mature decision.
Kid, man. He's a good kid.
He is. I don't know, mature decision sort of takes away the fact that he didn't have, say, the Warriors were basically saying you're playing here or you're playing at Brisbane. They weren't going to do anything else. You can't,
like, sometimes when you contract, you can't really pick both.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the Warriors' prerogative, bro. They had him to a contract. They can...
Yeah.
dictate.
You can leave, but you can do it under these circumstances, or you can stay and stay with us. Like,
I know the Warriors are getting bagged for it. I don't think there's anything wrong.
No way.
They could have done what Melbourne have done with Munster. Whether you believe that he wants to leave or not, Melbourne basically just said, You're not getting out of this. You're here next year, or you can sit and
you're going to be challenging for a competition.
Exactly.
With a stacked team.
Different circumstance.
Yeah, I agree. But like, if they want to leave and leave their contract early, there's got to be a negotiation there somewhere. That's just how it works.
And if you believe the reporting, and they would have bagged someone like Tim Martin as part of that. And
hope so,
bro. Is that confirmed yet? I hope they get him, bro.
I'd take Tamari and Chance right now for
over Walshy.
Yeah, over Walshy.
You'd want Walshy, but in terms of what you could possibly get back for Walshy, it's
long term. I want Walshy over those two.
Of course,
but
right now, what the Warriors need,
and they need to win games. Yeah,
and a couple guys.
Shout out to Andrew Webster, who got the gig too. Panthers assistant coach. He was part of the coaching squad with Ivan back in the day, apparently. Andrew Webster?
Not with us.
Maybe a little bit later?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think it was at Tigers with him.
He was at the Warriors under Andrew McFadden as well. He's done the Warriors.
Okay. So was he with McFadden? Okay. Anyway,
his brother coached me back in the day at Wakefield. Gun.
Yeah. Good dude. Yeah, apparently really sharp mind. He does the attack at Penrith. Cameron Serrato does the defence. Seen he did an interview with James Graham on a podcast as well, which is pretty cool.
Apparently can drink with the best of them too, so he might fit in over New Zealand. Like one of the great drinkers, apparently.
Andrew Webster. Fuck, how good. Only a little fella. They're loose too, man. Little fellas that go fucking that hard.
Apparently packing.
Green Bay.
Why'd you sign the Warriors? They can drink and got a big cock. Apparently.
All right. Round
Great signs.
Preview. Ready to rip into the preview, Skip?
Fuck yeah, let's get into it.
All right, Cowboys versus the Cronulla Sharks. That's the first game up. We've got the top sport odds there, $2.04. So the Cronulla Sharks coming in as outsiders, $1.80 for Queensland. They are resting a few. Val will be rested in this one as well. What do you make?
There was one more. Who else has been rested?
I think it's Jeremiah Nanai.
Yep. How did the boys bounce back after an Origin high? You know when I wrote that? Yesterday.
IQ.
I wrote that. IQ, baby.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that.
Well, yes, I can, because there's fucking so many receipts, unlike your Tommy Dearden take from fucking
I've been a Tommy Dearden
15
fan
minutes
for a
ago.
I've been a Tommy Dearden fan for a minute.
Yeah, just interesting to see how the boys bounce back. So only really a couple of them. Reece Robson was a part of the squad for New South Wales. He comes back in, Chad. So that experience will serve them well.
They're rolling to a captain's run today, eh?
Yeah.
Like a bit of confidence.
Yeah,
like
all the boys that we've said this before a number of times, probably if you watch a show, that the boys who play Origin prefer to back up straight away. I don't know if the scheduling was made for Cowboys because that's what they had in mind. But, interesting to see how they bounce back. But Sharkies, they're just a different team with Dal. Is it Finucane or Finucane?
Finucane. That's how I'm rolling with it.
Anyway, big difference, bruh. When Dale's back, start of the year, he missed a few games with concussion, come off the bench for a couple. Just the leadership that he must bring to that team, it's evident. And then Wado's starting to get fit as well.
Yep.
They're two leaders. They're two leaders in the last 3 weeks. Not playing crash hot at the moment. Wado still trying to find his feet. Spent a lot of time on the sidelines in the last couple of years. And then also just trying to gel in because that left edge was
a team system now, isn't it? Yeah, that's the difference, yeah.
He was their guy, bro, like on that left edge. And then he left, and then Talakai and Teague Wilton started fucking running amok there. And now he's having to play into a system which is like he's going to handle it because he doesn't have an ego. He's not one of those guys. He'll fit into the system, but it's going to take time. And he's mixing in, playing a little bit of middle, which is different.
Nakora's out this week, so he'll obviously get a bit more of the lion's share of the ball on that side too.
Okay, so with Teague Wilton, he'll float back over the right edge.
But before Fitzgibbon was there, it would have been like Wader would have been calling like a lot of the plays and the shots and playing on the go because his IQ is fucking elite, especially as a back rower as well. Yeah. But now they've got systems and structures and stuff, so he just has to sort of play into that role. And guys like everyone around him's gotten better since he's left. Like he was a main guy. Matty Moreland's probably playing in almost career best form, and obviously Talakai Mulatalo, and you got a good fullback there as well. So it's going to be a good game. I'm pumped for a fucking Friday nighter.
Yeah. I'm reluctantly going the Sharks in this one.
Yeah, I'm going Sharks as well. I just think Queens are just going to have that one little dip game. North Queens are going to have that one little dip game. Or who knows? They might rock up and be pumped.
Yeah,
I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, I've stuck with them for a while. Reluctantly going the Sharks because you have to smack a line with the skip on a Friday to get your weekend started. So
+1.5. Yeah, take that line.
+1.5.
The under the 41.5's a nice little unders as well.
Nah,
they play some footy up there, man.
They got points. Both teams got points.
Yeah. I tell you what I am confident on. That new left edge of Hamiso Tabuai-Fido and Brendan Elliott. Jesse Ramian and fucking Sitoni Katoa crossed the 4 of the best last week against the Storm. Watch out that edge.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Bit of jam.
There's a bit of jam on that right edge, baby.
Bit of jam. More than that. Plenty of jam.
Speaking of jam, the game of the round, the Warriors taking on the Parramatta Eels. That's the big Friday night game there, Skip. They're given a disrespectful 17.5 for my boys start. Very disrespectful. And $6.25. That's overs.
That is unders, the 6.25. But I'm telling you, man.
I'll take that line.
Give me the line. Para haven't proven that they're fucking capable of knocking teams off at this level. I've got more. This sounds weird. I've got more confidence in Para beating Roosters by 17 or the Storm by 17 than I do Tigers, Bulldogs.
I agree.
Fuck me again last week, Para. I'm off them, and I'll take your wires for a giggle. For a giggle, right? Don't get me twisted. I'm not like confident as, but I'll take them for a giggle because fuck you, Para. Bulldogs, Tigers, put those teams away until you do it. I'm going to take the Wars with the start. That's what I just wrote down. And you know what, bro? Warriors, that game, they went back. They were around their families. Jazzy Tavanga, Shawnee Johnson, they were fucking hugging their families. They just look rejuvenated. They have a week off. There's a little bit in that. Just watch out for the Wires this week. They might make this interesting. If I'm going to have a little play and I want to have a play outside of smacking a line with Skip, we're going the overs. I reckon it's going to be...
what's that, 44?
Unless it pisses down like this, that changes things.
Nah, I think it's going to be all right tomorrow, Scope. So, yeah, I'd definitely go overs as well. Yeah, I kind of agree with Scope. Think of the Wires, like breaks in that could be really good or really bad.
Yeah, a bit of sun tomorrow.
We looked at that Parramatta when they got 5 days off. Like, Warriors can sort of fall into that trap as well. Are the Warriors still here?
Yeah, they're still based in Redcliffe this year. So
okay.
they'll travel back. I think the next game, they take Melbourne back home. Next week or the week after, and then they're back to Redcliffe. So they're still based in Redcliffe. That's why Reece Walsh is still living in.
Yeah, kicking the feet up at Suncorp last night. Watching the boys, watching Paddy Tough Carry. Oh, did we even mention Paddy Carrigan?
Oh, man of the series. Yeah.
Anyway, so we just skipped over him. But once again, I was called that.
That's but I'll take Warriors plus 17.5 as well. And I love the overs on this. So. Yeah, you just never know with Parramatta. Like, what are they doing? Like,
Chanel is back in the halves as well.
So. Yeah, so Ronaldo Volkman, Dallin Wattanez-Zelezniak, and
Reece
interim
Walsh.
coach Stacey Jones all got COVID, baby, so they're going to have the week off.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they got COVID.
Who coaches the ones now?
COVID's kiddies, man. Let them play.
Surely Tony Iro just
true.
steps back in.
Oh, Sponge.
All right, let's move on to your boys.
That's the best.
The Bondi boys taking on the Dragons on Saturday.
$1.36. That's a little bit low, is it? For us boys?
Yeah, 8.5 start there.
Central Coast Stadium, I think it's a good little stadium up there. Hard ground. Crowds a little bit closer, and I think they sort of pack it out when they're up there as well. They've got an affiliation up there, and I think it'd be good. Someone like a Connor Watson who's from there might sort of sneak over for a try.
Ooh.
A little bit late. You like that? A bit of jam up there?
Yeah, a little.
St. George as well, obviously very boring style of play. I think we'll still roll him. Joey Manu at the 6 and got the 6 on his back. He's not cruising around with the 4 trying to play 6. He's got the 6 on his back.
It's vibey with the 6.
He's vibey with the 6.
So much vibey with the 6.
You feel a little bit lighter in the halves. Joey Manu, double. Connor Watson, last try scorer. Load up.
Skip.
This is
tricky game.
No, this is I'm starting to flow towards the Roosters again.
Oh,
a couple of teams that are in and around the 8.
Is Matty Lodge back in?
Yeah, there is a chance he plays.
Yeah, he hasn't been named.
But there's a chance.
I think he's coming back. He's coming in, and Jared's slowly cruising back as
Jared's
well.
17. He's the 17th.
We're timing us. We're timing our run now.
So just straight away off the bat, the pack is probably the best pack that I've seen in a minute. So they've got Lindsay Collins, Verrills a hooker, Takiaho, Angus Crichton, Tupanua and Radley.
Ooh.
And then 2 of my favourites, bro. The Butcher brothers coming off the bench. Rather than starting, when they come off the bench, that's where they do their best work, the Butchers. Jared's off the bench with Connor. And then, like you said, you know what? We joke around about it. I don't like to see Mudders Hutchinson in the 18 jersey. He deserves better.
He does.
He's the forgotten man who's with the Joey Manu at 6. But you got to have. I love Joey at 6, man. I love Joey for a bit of jam.
Double. I think last time he played.
I love it when he's got his hands on the ball, Joey Manu.
Last time he played 6 there, he put up that bomb to himself.
He did too.
I reckon he half shanked it.
Yeah, he did.
I feel like he was waiting for the winger and it just come off straight and he just jumped over him.
Same against Penrith. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week? Like he looks like an under 15s, like the gun under 15s player playing against. Like he's way too good. He should be playing rep footy. Like because the shit isn't all that polished that he does either. Like it looks clunky at times. Like some of the runs that he has to like jinking around and just like palm someone off, and he just finds that lazy retreat or the kick or the ball bounces his way because he'll chase a really bad kick that not many other people would chase because it's looked ugly off the boot, but he just makes it happen. I think onto the Dragons, their negativity exposed them last week in the game against the Broncos, and by that I mean they play a really. I've been saying it for a while. They don't want to turn the ball over. They don't want to give away 7 tackle sets. But when you were chasing points against the Broncos, late in that game, it showed up because they just weren't able to control the game. They weren't able to get repeat sets. Talatau Amone is still finding his way as a 6. He's still lacking a little bit of polish. Jaden Sullivan.
Does that sort of system suit those boys?
No, not at all. But I've been critical on the Dragons and Hook for not playing the younger guys, but then... Fuck, he shut us right up because he won about 4 from 5 there through the middle period of the competition.
Ramsey's been nice, yeah.
And Ramsey's been, fuck, sometimes when I watch him too, like the ball that he caught over the top of his head off Reynolds. It's like, it might be one of those, again, short-term pain for long-term gain, like learn how to play this. But he's, at the end of the day, and if they're ever going to progress, got to show a little bit more faith in the youngsters. Like, got to let them play footy. Can't just run it on the last. Broncos knew it. Broncos did their homework. They were just, every time it got to the last tackle, they knew that the Dragons were going to run it. Kept on shutting down Sullivan. So, I think it's exposed them. I think the Roosters will come in and play more direct than what they did last time. They'll get into a bit of a bash fest with them early. Rather, they tried to play around the Dragons last time they played, and it just didn't serve them well. I think, a few of the boys too will... Bit of a chip on their shoulder. Radley, Angus Crichton, Teddy. Big game.
Going the Roosters. We're both going the Roosters.
Easy.
All right, let's move on to your boys' scope. At Brookie, Manly taking on the Newcastle Knights. Same odds. We've got $1.35 for Manly. Another 8.5 start at 4 Pines at the old stomping ground.
Tricky.
Look all right. We're expecting KP to back up on this one as well. But
he'll play.
He'll play, yeah.
KP will play. Can Manly do their best work late? I'm starting to worry about that. Like their lapses against the Cowboys and Storm, fuck, when they were on fire against the Storm and against the Cowboys, fuck, they can play some footy.
They look like world beaters, don't they?
Yeah. It's almost like when they try to play like the Dragons and then get to a lead and protect a lead, it just goes to shit. Like maybe you just go...
Keep playing footy.
Fuck it, let's, we're the global... Fuck me, Harlem Globetrotters. Well, it took me forever to get that out. Maybe you just play that style of footy with the team that you got because, respectively to the boys, there's some big bodies in that team, man. Big Taniela Paseka, Josh Schuster, Homoli Olakawatu. Can't defend a lead with those boys, man. Just keep playing footy with them, maybe. The Juice, Tolucola. Fuck, he can take it to the house, but he's given those cars a good stretch of 20 to go, like a lot of the time. Like honestly, bro, and that's not even a knock on the boys. Like they just don't have that fucking.
He rocks the calf skins too.
Yeah, bro.
He must be that quick,
bro. He's an athlete, bro. He's a speed power athlete. But after 60, they start to really tighten up.
It's like the old cheaters, they can only run for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Xavier Savage is the same. Xavier Savage is the same.
Too, so
yeah.
There you go. Did you ever cramp up in the?
Come on, man. The fucking skins would fall down on the skip. I'll tell you a story. This is a giggle. So when I was at Parramatta, they have those elastic bands that you wear, the compression garments that you chuck over the beige-looking ones. Because my legs were so skinny, because there's different ones for your arms and your legs.
Oh, you put the armies on?
The physio gave me the arm ones to put on my calf. It's disrespectful. It's fucking disrespectful. And everyone was having a giggle at my expense. No, I didn't know. I was only a kid too. I was only a rookie. He's still there too. Fucking giggle. Kieran Morgan. Did you have Morgs?
I know Morgs. Yeah.
He's
back there, is he?
Yeah, he's back there. He's fucking one of the great characters. Anyway, like he gave me the fucking arm skins for my legs. I think it was even quads, bro. That's how fucking disrespectful it was. Anyway. Tricky game, man. Tricky game.
I reckon it'll be something a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Points again.
Overs.
4 points. Load up on the tries if the conditions are good. The Knights.
Let's have a crack at the full round overs unders menu. Just on a
all right.
Just on a personal bet. We'll see how we go.
All right. So what do you want to go game for game, or do you just want to go together? We'll try to pick it together.
No, we'll go game for game.
All right.
Oh, sorry. So we'll just go individual so you can fucking jag it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can go Newey, I'm just on the old Gagai, Safidi, and KP sort of buzz as well. But
yeah, they'll be buzzing.
Yeah, let's go Newey, the X.
Fucking running days of doom this morning. What's it doing? Too much cold. Too much.
Potentially the actual game of the round outside of Warriors Parramatta. You got the Gold Coast taking on the Broncos. The Titans are at $2.90. The start there. Scope via your boys at Top Sport is 6.5. What do we like?
Nervous times for the Titans. See Jimmy Dimmick's just been dusted as well, or quit, or whatever from the Titans. There goes another one of fucking Holbrook's, man. They must be.
Oh, yeah, he's on
they're doing the slow release.
Yeah, or Tramadol 200 milligrams.
They're giving him the tram. They're giving him the tram treatment.
Millis.
We're going to call it the Tramadol treatment. 200 milligrams. They're slowly getting rid of his crew.
I've got some stories on Tramadols, man.
Oh,
holy shit!
They're no good. Again, kids, no good. Stay away from them unless you got fucking surgery. Yeah, matter of time for the fucking. I just don't see how they go into this game with any confidence, man. Lost his fucking head of performance. Apparently, it was to do with they weren't going to extend Jimmy, so Jimmy Dimmick is done. He might have quit, sacked all in the one thing. But
one of the great assistant coaches.
Jimmy's the best. Yeah. He was my 20s coach. We had a love-hate relationship. Hated me on the field, loved me off the field. We have a giggle. I don't even know if he loved me off the field. But we had a few beers together and we got along together when we were on the pierce. But I give him some headaches in the under-20s. Anyway, good dude.
Me and Timmy.
Paddy Carrigan hasn't been named either.
Yeah, Paddy Carrigan won't play. So, if they haven't been named, they can't play him. So, a couple of those guys. I think Kurt Capewell as well.
Yeah, Kurt Capewell.
I read down... We'll find out how legit the Broncos are in this game. I think they've been building towards this. We talked highly about Ben Eichen a couple of weeks ago, the job that he's done with the role plays that he's brought in. Again, it showed up. Jordan Pereira. Deloise Hoita. He's a bit of a giggle.
Your boy Brinko Lee getting another crack too.
He's a bit of a snack, Deloise, on the left wing.
Yeah,
got tatted up, fucking quads of doom.
Yeah,
fucking doing the GI.
Got a bit of Hayes Dunster about him, like the way he moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little stocky thing. Yeah. They've done a good job, man. Yeah. I think he played for Redcliffe last year in that.
I'll take the a Broncos on the line. I think they still get it done. They're too classy.
Yeah, Ren was on last week. He got hit a couple of times. I loved that to see that because they come after him, bro. We talked about it in the preview that they were going to come after him. They come after him. Tarek tried his best, and even McCulloch, even Chainsaw got after him on a bit of kick pressure, and Ren just kept on getting up. Little angry man. Got Katoni into the game. Tones is back to fucking Tone. Tony Tones is back too. So,
just Gold Coast Titans, man. They just it was fun watching them at the start of the year because they could kind of battle their way through games and it was entertaining. But right now it's just ugh. And I was talking about Tino. I reckon he's got to start managing himself, especially through clubland, because he plays so hard and so often and plays such big minutes. I just don't want him to get to that phase a year or 2 years from now when he's 24, 25 and he starts looking at shoulder recos and sort of shit like that.
Or has a bit of a dip like Tomalolo.
Just from wear and tear, bro, because he goes so hard. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
But I think you can manage it a little bit better.
Yeah. And it's got to be done by
the top
management. Yeah. Management's the word. Fucking just like the Cowboys support him, put some players around him. David Fifita's back again. He's all right against the fucking it's a weird one, man. Because they've got to They're not. It's not completely his fault. No, they just throw the ball and fucking go hope for the best, bro.
Mix it up, eh? Surely.
It's a hard one because sometimes when I look at Fifita too, and I'm like, does he want? He sort of looks like he wants that. Give me the ball, and then once it doesn't go his way, teams get into him because they know if you shut Dave down, you have a good chance of shutting him down. Tino's going to do his fucking Tino shit, 20 carries. 180 to 200 metres, 35 tackles, getting legs.
And that's the first half.
And then they throw the ball to Dave and he might fucking take a scoot for 50 out and take it to the house. But as soon as he gets the ball, everyone just fucking clamps up. They've got to get him on a little drop play, use him up as a decoy. And, whether he wants to run that real tough line too on the outside. But
Fozzie's going to be good for him.
Fozzie will be unreal for him.
Fozzie will spray him.
You know what? Maybe this is a dumb take, but you know how when we were watching Melbourne play, you know how they offer an attacking scrum, they often just throw Nelson out. Really that's a good way to use him.
Yeah.
I know it's very under 10s attack, but why not?
No, that's good attack.
Get him wider,
But the difference is, it's Pappenhausen and Munster that are throwing him the ball too.
Well, yeah, they never.
So you've got to go. You know what I mean? There's a difference between Nelson running that line. You're right, boss. You're getting fucking get a bit of mobility while you're there too. While I have this take. Yeah, it's different when Munster and Pappenhausen and Jerome Hughes are dropping him, because if you fucking start to load up on Nelson, those three will take it to the house, where they just don't have that threat outside of it. Every time they look to Fafita, whether it's Toby Sexton or our boy Paulie Turner, once he starts drifting,
he's coming under.
It's going to be fucking to Fafita, because the other boys, respectfully at this point of their career, just aren't going to, use him up as a decoy and take off.
Right. Sunday, West Tigers, still the coachless West Tigers are taking on the Penrith Panthers. Obviously, the big talking point is Hastings into the polished lock roll skip.
That's weird.
Weiss, what did you make of that move?
He's their best 7. So you're just going to have to make a call. I'd almost get to the point now. I know Luke Brooks has been going okay, but I'd rather have Dewey there.
I'm the same, bro. I pull the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, you said, just leading them on. It's like in a relationship, they're just trying to hold on for the sake of holding on.
It's almost like they're playing him because of the price tag.
Agree.
He's almost,
I love
saying it. He's almost said it like when he came out last week and said about, hey, Dewey's best position is 6 when he was playing 6. So Luke Brooks was named in the 6. He goes, Dewey's best position is 6. He's almost saying
bro, he's like a beaten favourite at the moment, poor fucking Brooksy. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I keep saying this.
He can play, bro.
Yeah, he does still does some dumb shit. Like when they went down to, was it against Parramatta, where they dropped the player and he fucking drops it off, tries to throw. He does some questionable shit. Don't get me wrong, but he just needs to get out of that system. Jackson Hastings needs to be the 7, because Jackson Hastings is coming up too. I think he's available to negotiate in November.
I'll check. I believe so too.
Can you check that?
He'll be dipping out for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Jacko, you reckon he'll stay solid? Or you off him?
Plenty of that.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. He's going to get anyway. Cunt's going to get a raise. He's sort of dropped off a little bit too. Looks like he's lost that fire that he once had. Maybe he proper had an attachment to Madge, because, again, I said it before, it wasn't the time to drop Madge for the Tigers. There were signs in their performances that were starting to come back before, even though they were losing games, and it just threw them out. But anyway, Hastings to halfback, Dewey, and you just got to fucking bite the bullet with Brooks, man, and you got to give that chunk of salary cap to someone else and pay overs.
Yep, agree.
Pay overs, man, and just let him go somewhere. Let him go to the Knights. Let him go to the Bulldogs.
I think Knights will be a mad fit for him as well.
Joey wants him, eh?
Well,
Joey speaks highly of him.
He tried to go there in the off-season, and the Tigers blocked it.
Yeah.
Jacko Hastings is signed through next year. It's an option.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, when someone's on big money, it's like you're in a relationship and you're dating fucking a 10 out of 10, but she's no good for you. But you're just staying with her because she's a hot. It's like that. Right. It's like that situation. It just doesn't work. It's not working. It hasn't worked for the past how long he's been there. It's just time to cut the ties, I reckon.
Yeah.
Penrith.
At the end of the day, you can't get over a shit chat.
Yeah.
Who cares if she's a 10?
Agree.
She's got fucking rank chat and you don't get along.
Are you taking the Tigers or are we both going?
Penrith.
Taking my ex. What?
Go Penrith. All right. Storm taking on the Raiders. Somehow the Warriors are still the biggest outsiders. They're getting 4.30 here for the Raiders to get up against the Melbourne Storm.
That's all right.
The line's 11.5. Not the worst line. What do we think?
Is Prez back?
Very tricky. Yeah, Prez is back.
Prez is back, yeah.
Prez is back, baby.
Laters.
I think Kafusi's back as well. Can you confirm that?
He's back. I know he's back in Australia. I'll double check for you.
Okay, yeah, because Billy Slater said that he was back in Melbourne, yeah.
Do you want me to text him?
It's a bad week to be a Raider.
Kafusi has been named, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, laters. Melbourne pumping down at Amy Park. Plenty of time to recover from the Origin boys. Munster's back as well. He'll be stinging for a game.
Yeah, you're rolling into Melbourne off the back of not only 2 losses, but 2 fucking ugly losses. Even though they come back in the last 8 minutes against Manly, last week was so concerning. Can
Melbourne win the comp? Nah. Right now? with the...
I didn't think they could anyway. I had Penrith distant second from like fucking 4 weeks ago. Nothing's changed in that. And I think they're even scarier now that fucking Nathan, Isaiah and all that be pissed off.
Can they get to round 22 and start to build a momentum and go and... like it's different from last year where they were just winning everything or the past couple of years. Like they're good enough to be in that finals and be on a proper run. Like are they the only team that can beat Penrith or Para?
No, not Para. Fuck Para.
Cowboys.
Watch out for the Rabbitohs, man.
No.
Watch out for the Rabbitohs. I was going to get to it. I'm telling you, if there's a team outside of Penrith, like Cowboys or thereabouts, I'd like to see Cowboys. Cowboys will be a hard out.
Nah, you
but on paper, all right, bro. Okay, bro.
This is the Tommy DEARDEN of teams.
Okay, bro. Let's just see. Let's just see how things flow out. Because people were laughing at the skip when he, round 20, he brought out that fucking... I fucking nailed it. Like caught it.
The bracket.
It's
one of the
Skip's playoff brackets. It's one of the greatest of all time. Jeez, 1 to 8. What exactly? Perfect from week 20. Just watch out for Trell. Watch out for Trell Mick, bro.
To be fair, he has gone global.
Yeah.
Bro, he's in second gear. This is a scary thing. He's in second gear.
When he's running.
Lockie Ilias was knocked out after the first minute. I know it was only the Knights. Don't get it twisted. It was the Knights. They played against Para. They made Para look like Para They made them look like Para when Para played Tigers and shit. They just couldn't get into the game at all. They did that comfortably against Para the week before in Terrell's first game. He was cruising. Last week, Lockie Ilias gone in the first 2 minutes. No Cam Murray, no Cook, no Jai Arrow, no Alex Johnston in warm-up. Richie Kenner come in and fucking gave you 3 of the best. You know what I mean? And that's respectfully again to Richie Kenner.
He's a giggle.
Richie Kenner's he's the new Scotty Minto, owed you fucking 40-20 of doom. 40.
No, he's a bit older. He's a bit older.
He's about 26, 27.
Yeah, he's a bit older. Yeah.
But fuck me, he looked old. He was just cruising on that left. I'm telling you, Skip.
That's the easiest job in rugby league, the left winger
for South of the last 5 years.
It's the easiest job in rugby league.
27. Richie Kenner. Good on you, Richie Kenner. But respectfully, it's nice to play on that left edge, man.
Fucking have.
Fucking
easiest job in rugby league.
All right, let's move on. Last game of the round, Skip. You've got the Simi's Bulldogs taking on your South Sydney Rabbitohs, who you just touched on. Third-degree burns back in the centres as well as Tass for the...
Is that your take?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. I'll
who do you like in the last game of the round, Skip? We got $3.35.
Who the premiership favourites?
Getting a belt for the Bulldogs.
I felt a little trending upwards there for a little bit. The Dogs. They should have won that game against Camp. Well, they should have been closer against Cronulla. They lost 18-6 in a fucking slop fest. Yeah. It was a slop fest. Roman Fatala-Marinick scores that try to go up. It's a different game.
He was on my flight back from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, he must have ducked home in the bye to go see the family.
He's a good player, man. And the fitter he can get, the better he'll be for the Dogs. And they'll probably get him for unders too because he's been injured the last couple of years.
What his big ass in economy. He couldn't fit in the seat.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Bro, him and Kickow playing potentially left and right edge for him next year. But they're going to go on a dip, and I'm high on the Rabbitohs, and I think if the weather is...
Yeah, it's sunny all weekend, bro.
If the weather is sunny, Rabbitohs by a bit.
Ice.
Coin. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Souths are going to... they'll pump him.
Just remember this, right? Week 18.
Caught it.
Rabbitohs. Watch out for them. Last 2 years, they've been Latrell Mitchell away from...
Latrell Mitchell-less.
They've been Latrell Mittless from a fucking potentially winning a comp. Don't sleep on the Rabbitohs, baby. If I look at squads, I always look at the entirety of a squad. I don't just look at their best 17. I look at 1 to 21. The big question mark, 7, man. Ren's up at the Broncos. Can Lockie Ilias is getting, before he gets knocked out in the first minute, he's looking better in every game. When
he's got all the troops around him, he looks good, bro.
So, because even a couple of weeks ago when they were stringing games together, I jinxed the fuck out of him because they went down to Dragons, got dusted by the Dragons, and it sort of pulled me a little bit. I got a little bit hesitant on him. And Trell comes back. Watch out for the Rabbitohs, man.
All right. Guys,
glory
that's
to
guys, that's a wrap on the show. Thanks for tuning in as always. See you guys next week.